Gavin Hunt spills more Kaiser Chiefs and football beans. Gavin Hunt basically gave us juice on juice on juice. But before we get into it, welcome Amakhosi Network. Welcome to the channel. Please subscribe to the channel, comment and like. Our views are very low these days, guys. Come and tell your families and friends to subscribe. Over 90% of the people who watch this channel are not subscribed. Imagine if those people subscribe. We'd be on billion subscribers, guys. But anyway, let's get into, and please be a member and join. It's only $20 a month. But yeah, let's get to it. So Gavin Hunt went on to a podcast with, I think it's Peter. It's a podcast that was created. It's called This is Football Africa. Like I said, I'd find it. And yeah, I think it's Peter, the guy who always talks to Benny McCarthy's agent, but now he was talking to Gavin Hunt. And in this chat, it's an hour chat. Guys, go and watch it. I want to try and find that link and put it in the description below. Go watch it. Very interesting stuff. And sometimes it's nice when the big players make interviews because they get more out of the personnel. So the information Gavin Hunt shared is actually amazing. So Gavin Hunt spoke about his time at Kaiser Chiefs, and what he said was this. He said that basically what happened is Gavin Hunt, he would go back to Kaiser Chiefs. He said he would, but he said a reason why he also failed at Kaiser Chiefs is the people who were part of his technical team who he found there. He said those people, he won't say they were bad people or whatever. He was like, but they worked with too many coaches and they were like a tight knit. And what does that really mean? That means that Gavin Hunt went to Kaiser Chiefs at a time when Zwane and those guys who were still there were starting to push Zwane closer to being coach. So what happened is that the closer Gavin Hunt got to being coach is the more they kept pushing, there were just circles in there. So Gavin Hunt used to say that he got to a point when he was at Kaiser Chiefs where he felt all alone, he felt isolated, he felt like the people who was there weren't really working with him. It felt like they were working against him. I'm paraphrasing, but that's kind of what he was saying. He felt alone. He didn't feel support. It's like you enter a job and people tell you to fix, but the people who are there aren't fixing. Best way I can put it is that right now, if you were to, this is an example, if you were to get a job to go work in Home Affairs or whatever, and you realize that the people in Home Affairs are robbing everyday South Africans, what will happen is that you'll realize that you can't fix anything. You can't be a hero in a place that is very rotten. And I'm making examples. I'm not saying that's how it works, but that's how we've heard working in the government works. If a place is already not for you, they'll never be for you. You kind of need the top to start taking out people for it to get fixed. So that's what he said. And then a lot of us were asking the question as to why Pagamani Mahlambi wouldn't, why Chiefs should, we were asking, can't Chiefs sign Pagamani Mahlambi? And Gavin Hunt basically said this about Pagamani Mahlambi. Gavin Hunt said, Pagamani Mahlambi is not in love with football anymore, and Pagamani Mahlambi does not have discipline. What does that mean? Gavin Hunt said, when Gavin Hunt got to SuperSport, Pagamani Mahlambi called Gavin Hunt and told Gavin Hunt, look, I want to get a chance at SuperSport. Gavin Hunt said, fine. He said when Pagamani Mahlambi got to SuperSport, he said Pagamani was overweight, so he had to work out. So what he said is that before even getting onto the field to play, he wasn't signed by SuperSport, but Gavin Hunt was like, we're going to train you to get ready to play before we even sign a contract or get you on the field. So he was like, during his time at SuperSport, which was about 2 weeks or to a month, he was like, Pagamani Mahlambi was just pushing tires, was doing all these fitness things, like pushing a tire, like Just fitness on fitness on he was just running, and then he was like Pagamani then one day decided that he doesn't want to anymore. He's like tired, he doesn't want to do it, etc. Then Kevin Hunt was like, already he knew that this boy is not in love with football, he just has the talent for football, but because he wanted to try him, he did his best to give the boy a chance, but like he was like, that boy does not is not in love with the game, and you can see it. He's like, you can see someone who's not in love with the game, but they in love with what the game gives you. And the truth is that you can't be in love with you can't love the nice things that football gives you and not be in love with football. So Gavin Hunt, he doesn't say his name, but he mentioned that there was a time where Gavin Hunt, they were at the like a restaurant and stuff, and Gavin Hunt went there and he saw Pagamani and his friends. Biggest thing I'm saying, and this is what I mentioned the other video, he saw Pagamani and his friends, and they were drinking alcohol, etc., etc. So then he asked the waiter to like, what is the bill at that table, and that guy said the bill is right now is 45k thousand, because these guys were buying Hennessy's, the most expensive alcohol bottles. They were just drinking and going crazy. Kevin Hunt then told that waiter that Guti, that he basically told that waiter, said, if you serve another drink to this boy, I'm gonna punch you in the face. That is literally what Gavin Hunt said. He said to the waiter, he's like, they're calling it a night. Then he said, so then the waiter was like, oh, okay, sharp. He didn't serve them any more drinks. But then he said this, Guti, Pagamani and his friends left the bar or wherever they were, the restaurant, and they went on to go somewhere else to continue drinking and buying these expensive bottles. What does this mean? Friends, alcohol, women. This is what destroyed the boy's career. We have mentioned it before and said it before that this is what destroyed the boy's career. But now it's just there now. It's obvious. Good. The boy had a future, but yeah, he destroyed his future. So it's an interesting conversation, and I suggest you guys go listen to that podcast. But what it means is this: what it means that Chiefs, in order to win, even with Kevin Johnson, they need to fix a lot of things within the management, because there's a lot of nonsense in the management and in the technical teams that needs to be sorted out, including Uskanzonzo. I still don't believe in Uskanzonzo, but maybe he will prove us wrong, but I don't believe. But yeah, that's what I have today, guys. And before I leave, one of you asked me to make a video on some interesting points regarding the changes that have to happen with Kevin Johnson, and I will make that video. Do not worry. Subscribe, like the channel, comment. Thank you, Amakhosi.